Dirt roads to rock crawling, two-buck chuck to screaming eagle, moonshine to 50-year-old single malt. We talk about it all here on Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey with your hosts, Jason and Chris.
Welcome to Wheeling Wine and Whiskey, episode 308, sponsored by Ruby Tracks. Chris, I can touch you again. You're right across from me. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are
in
you?
The flesh. Your hair's a little windblown, man. What's going on?
I don't know, man. You know, we're at Hollister Hills SVRA for our spring clinic with our Jeep Club, or no, not Jeep Club, Off-Road Club. Four-wheel drive club.
That's an overlander club. Let's just call it what it is now.
And, you know, spring in the Bay Area, spring in this area it's a mixed bag. You just don't know what you're going to get as far as weather goes. And I know our listeners don't tune in to hear weather reports, but yeah, we're getting it's a little blustery right now. As Jason likes to say, it's a little western.
It's getting a little western out there. It's almost like King of the Hammer-esque. It's so windy, the birds are walking right now. So
that's almost not too far from the truth.
The marine layer's blowing in. You know, as the crow flies, we're not far from the ocean from here.
No.
But we were separated by a big mountain range.
Yep.
This is what they call chaparral area. It's oak, ton of beautiful old oak trees. But yeah, that's what covers the hillsides here, and a bunch of poison oak. But yeah, it was interesting and actually kind of cool to see the marine layer coming in the fog, the low clouds coming in over the mountain range. And so it's cooled off. Winds are blowing. There's a tent rolling through camp like a tumbleweed. So, yeah, but we're nice and cozy.
All about tumbleweeds.
I do know all about tumbleweeds. I actually have learned a lot about tumbleweeds the last couple of years. But, yeah, we're nice and cozy here in Studio L, thanks to Chris here.
Yep,
We got the stabilizers down, and we're still rocking here, rocking and rolling. I'm watching the whiskey bottle shake over here on the counter. So we'll try and get through this. If we suddenly go off air, then you'll know that the camper tipped over and we're
it's a Lance tumbleweed.
Oh my gosh!
Woo! So, we have a lot to talk about. We've got a pretty full plate.
Well, we're gonna motor through here because we got dinner showing up. Man Smith's Barbecue, which is damn good barbecue. They break out some chicken and tri-tip for us, beans. Potato salad, garlic bread.
I love the garlic bread. Oh yeah.
So we want to get done before that, and then we are imbibing right now with a little Jack and Coke. It's I haven't had one of these in a while.
Going old school.
Old school Jack and Coke. I asked Chris, I'm like, what do we drink? He goes, how about Jack and Coke? I go, you know what? That sounds damn good to start off the evening.
It's refreshing. You know, we need to hydrate a little bit. There's that Coke in there. It'll be the hydrating factor. Right. And the Jack will be dehydrating. It's all good.
There you go. Well, we had fun last night.
Oh yeah.
And yesterday, we'll get into that. But I think we should do our housekeeping first. Get that out of the way. We got some reviews.
2 reviews, absolutely. And we love the Spotify. That seems to be the new go-to platform for a lot of our listeners to check, hear the show, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Still. A lot of numbers trend for Apple Podcasts too, but definitely really liking the Spotify platform. So anyway, we have 2 reviews. One's from we got I don't know who one of these. One is from Down Under.
Really?
I'm going to try to make this Australian accent. I'm going to murder it.
But don't butcher it.
No, I'm not going to do it. Anyway, this is.
Come on.
I can't do it.
Good day, mate. That's about all I can do.
Yeah, it's...
My name's Ozzy, and I bought an Overlander and sold the buggy. Good day.
Crocodile Dundee right there. Anyways, this is for some feedback for episode 307, which is our last episode, for how to prep your camper. That was a lively episode for sure.
I'm sure we missed a few things, but we got the gist of it.
Absolutely. So anyway, this is from our good friend Charles Locke. Down in Australia, and he just writes a quick one. He's like, I think Chris needs new uniforms with a target on the chest.
Oh, yes. Referring to the golf ball hit.
That's right.
Well, if there's a target, then they'd probably miss.
Oh, no. Yeah. Anywhere if you stand in the middle of the fairway, you're totally safe. It's anywhere off the fairway that you're in danger.
Yeah. That's funny. Good one, Charles.
So, and then we've got another comment for the same episode from John, no last name. Don't know who this is, but
Doe is his last name.
John Doe.
Doe.
Right. So, it's about to go dark.
Could be
here.
Deere too, John Deere.
Right. So, damn great episode as usual. Thank you guys for all the awesome content. I was at BFE as a spectator, and huge shout out to the racers for putting on a great show. Thank you guys for the recap on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice. Thanks, John.
That is a neat place. I wish it was closer. That's a haul for us, but man, that is a cool park down there in Moab, Utah.
Oh yeah, I mean, watching and obviously being there would have been great, but if you can't be there, the next best seat is the live stream.
The live stream was great. Yeah, always good, always improving. So that's fun. Well, cool. Well, thanks for writing in, guys. And
Absolutely.
Remember, I still give sticker. I haven't mailed out a sticker in a while. If you hit me up, I know I've sent some to Charles, and he should be getting his gift box any time now. We coordinated that with Snail Trail and Jimmy over there. Jimmy gets the stuff done. So I know he was asking for us to give the postage so that he could get that sent out. So that should be, if you haven't received it yet, Charles, you should be getting it any day now.
That's right. That's right.
If not, then I'm going to yell at Jimmy.
Yeah, maybe you can track it. It's probably on some slow boat from America.
Stuck in tariffs. So anyways, good stuff. So I will send a sticker. You give us a 5-star review, a glowing review on Apple Podcast, and I will drop you send me a message and say, hey, I just wrote an awesome review to your awesome podcast, and I will drop a sticker in the mail for you.
Yeehaw, peehaw,
Yeah.
woohoo.
Peehaw?
I don't know.
What's
man.
that?
I'm tongue-tied today.
Have another sip of Jack.
That's right. We'll loosen that shit up.
So, and our merch, we mentioned it last time,
That's
but we
right.
do have the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey merch that you can custom tailor to your heart's content on our website. Johnny hooked us up there, Dirtbag Clothing. He's got this site now that it links right in from our webpage, and you can order, different colors, different logos, the hero logo that's full color. Woo-hoo. You can do a small logo on the front left breast. You could do the big logo on the back. You could have just the big logo on the front. You could do whatever you want. So within the laws of our land here, but yeah. So yeah, check that out. And get some merch, and it's cool stuff, man. You can get a beach blanket with the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey logo on it.
I still think there's a onesie for infants too.
I don't know. We don't have much internet here. I can't look that up right now.
No,
Lorenzo didn't even make this trip.
Well, fuck him.
I asked him. I'm like, hey, we're going to Hollister. He goes, oh, that's cool. Have a good time. I'm like, what's up? I guess he had a hot date, had a ass that he was hooking up with.
Getting some hot ass.
Yeah. So he didn't want to leave Minden. He was totally content there. And honestly, I didn't want to leave Minden either, but here we are.
Are you trying? Is the house still there?
I don't know. My cameras are off right now, so who knows? So that's what I'm coming back to. We'll see.
Burning down the house.
Better not, Lorenzo. So, check out our merch on the website. So I had quite the adventure getting down here. It was just a long haul, just with road construction and the Bay Area re-entry into the Bay Area traffic was not enjoyable for me, but we made it through. I just treated it like a difficult rock crawling trail, and you're stuck behind some overlanders with traction boards and stuff. So.
That's a good way to approach it.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, it is what it is. But got down here and got to visit Mom. Went out to a birthday dinner, early birthday dinner. Happy birthday to me.
Yep, happy birthday.
So birthday's next week, 21st, if anybody cares. But went to a new place called Blossom and Bourbon in South San Jose.
Uh-huh.
And cool restaurant, man. It was casual, but you could be dressed up too. I mean, it was smart casual, I guess they call it, or something.
Smart. They're coming up with all these new names for casual wear.
Retarded formal. I don't know.
Can't say that.
Oh, you can't. But as the name alludes, they have quite the bourbon selection.
Oh, I'm sure.
And they had some tasting flights, like they had a Heaven Hill grained glass flight. Pretty cool, some half-ounce pours. They had a Weller, flight. And then they had a Pappy flight, That was quite expensive.
How much was that?
It was unobtainium for me, but it was $100 and something to taste Pappy. But you get to taste Pappy.
Yeah, I mean, the investment
if you want to try it.
If you want to try it before you buy,
yeah.
If you can find it,
That's if you can even find it. That's right.
So,
but they had quite the list. I did take some pictures. Let me see if I can bring up some of the. Yes, here it is. Oh, look at this. The old phone's working here. Yeah, the Van Winkle flight. Oh, no, they were... here we go. Yeah, this is good. So you could get Pappy Van Winkle, the 10, the 12 Special Reserve, the 13 Rye, which I really want to try. I didn't even know they had a 13 Rye. Pappy Van Winkle, 15, 20, and 23-year-old.
Holy crap.
What would the 23-year-old... what would you pay for a 23-year-old half-ounce pour? Just a half-ounce pour, which is like basically a taste.
Probably $175.
No, it's $100. $195 for an ounce and $290 for a 1.5 ounce pour. That's crazy. But the rye was $60. No, I did not get any of these. And then they, of course, they had the Buffalo Trace Old Stag, which is great. That was $80 for an ounce and a half.
That's going to be rarer and rarer if they don't get the
here's another.
put back
These
together.
I've never heard of. Golden Wedding under the Buffalo Trace Prohibition Collection. Three Feathers, Walnut Hill, and Spiritus Frumentii. What the hell? I don't know. They're all $80 for an ounce and a half pour. Or you can enjoy all five for $250.
It's actually a good deal.
Well, yeah, I don't know. But, they had some good stuff. Eagle Rare 17-year you get for $40 for a half-ounce pour.
A lot of this. I've never heard a lot of these things, man.
Thomas Handy. Really love Thomas Handy. I was able to try that at a bar once. Where was I? Colorado or something. And I want to say I paid like $30 or $35, which was, at the time, the most I ever paid for a shot of whiskey, and they're charging $40 for the half-ounce pour. Ounce is $75. So I did good because the guy gave me a couple fingers worth. I was the only one at the bar late night, and we were talking whiskey. Down. Yeah, we were talking. Anyways, some good stuff here. Some top shelf stuff. What else is kind of...
Well, what did you have?
Oh, here's another one. The Whistle Pig, the Beholder, 21-year, $90 for a half-ounce pour. Woo-hoo!
Bring her...
The Heaven Hill Flight, which is 3 half-ounce pours, $25. So that was good. So the straight bourbon whiskey, which I've had, the straight wheated bourbon whiskey I have not had, and they have a straight rye. So... their Weller Flight was a 12-year, the Weller Reserve, and the Weller Antique 107. That Weller Antique 107 we've had at your house. That's really good.
That's a good
That was
drink.
$25. So that would be the way to go. They had Elijah Craig Flight, too. But I actually went with, I did not. It was called the Speakeasy. So it was Buffalo Trace, and then they had like a 6-year-old rye, Amaro, and then they put a little lemon in there, and... It wouldn't have been something I ever would have ordered, but I was talking to the waiter, and I'm like, I want something kind of different. And he goes, dude, you got to try the Speakeasy drink. And it was good. It was different. I ordered a Manhattan after that just because I haven't had a Manhattan in forever.
What was in it?
The Manhattan?
Yeah.
That was I believe it was Buffalo Trace as well. Buffalo Trace is just a good mixer. You don't feel guilty mixing, like some... Well, unless you got your kind of money where you're using Eagle Rare or,
Dude, I've got like 6 bottles of Buffalo Trace right now because they were clearancing it at freaking Costco, so I just loaded up.
Yeah, that's
especially
smart.
with understanding that the distillery took a significant amount of flood damage. So.
Yeah, and I haven't heard. I need to look that up and see what the effects are going to be of that flooding there. We talked about that, but anyways... So great place. The food was outstanding. So if you find yourself in South San Jose, look up this Blossom and Bourbon newer restaurant, and it is it gets 5 stars. Would recommend from me.
Woohoo, there you go.
Service was great. Food was great. Atmosphere was cool.
What was your meal?
Place was busy. I had scallops.
Nice. So
Scallops, seafood you don't get much in in the Nevada area because, we're kind of far from the ocean. Although I did find an awesome sushi restaurant in Carson if anybody's interested in that. Oshi Sushi. All you can eat, $32, and it's damn good. I've eaten there 5 times and haven't gotten sick, so it's
winning.
It's my 5-star recommendation there. But yeah, I went for the scallops. They were cooked perfectly because you could screw up scallops in a big way.
Oh, for sure.
And they were seared perfectly, just velvety, smooth, just beautiful.
Sweet.
So anyways, did that. And then on my way down, I stopped at Pine Grove Market, which is just above Jackson, California.
Oh, right. You told me about that place. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pine Grove Market's awesome. They got a deli in the back. They make these great sandwiches. They have awesome biscuits and gravy that you would never think that, I'm going to have biscuits and gravy at the supermarket. It's damn good if you're in there in the morning.
Really?
Good filling breakfast there, but they got breakfast sandwiches and regular sandwiches and some prepared meals and cuts of meat and stuff. A great place, but they have a really good bourbon selection and good prices. I mean,
that's what you said.
They had Eagle Rare 10 for like $50.
That's good.
I mean, very good. Yeah, they had Blanton's. If you want some Blanton's, I think it was around the $90 range, so a little bit high there. But they had Old Elk.
Oh,
for $35.
No.
Yep. So I got a bottle of Old Elk, and then they had Old Elk Weeded, which I really love, and I haven't had. I've been cherishing the last few drops that I have. It's been one of my favorite Old Elks of all time, and that was $60.
Yeah,
which I've seen that as high as $90.
I think that's what I bought it at last, was around between 75 and 90. But to see that was the OG Old Elk,
Old Elk, the bourbon,
the blended bourbon,
regular bourbon, blended bourbon.
For $30?
35.
Oh, 35.
So normally it's 45.
That's right.
I've seen it. It's like 60 everywhere I see it now when I see it.
That's a good deal. That's no doubt.
Minden Mill's been my go-to for that $45 range since Old Elk went up, and now I found that one. And I'm like, okay. So I scored those 2 bottles coming down here, and I thought, okay, great. I haven't bought bourbon in a long time other than Minden Mill, just to kind of keep supplies going. I'll tell you, my bourbon selection has been taking a hit. We've had a lot of visitors, and I've got a lot of bottles that have 1 or 2 pours left in them.
I was up there, and you waved me off on that one that I was starting to...
You were sucking down that one. I'm like, wait a minute, that's James' bottle. You got to leave 1 taste left. That Clyde Mays.
That's
so
freaking good, man. I was like...
So good.
I basically announced it. This bottle's dying tonight.
Yeah.
And you see, you just like, no,
I'm like,
no.
That's James's bottle. You got to save him at least 1 pour. I told James that, and he goes, Chris could have finished it. I go, well, I didn't want him to finish it. I want to finish it. So there you go. So I go, okay, fine. So I'm leaving. We're recording on Saturday evening.
Yeah.
So I'm leaving Friday mid-morning from San Jose. I go by the old supermarket that was by my old house. And it used to be a Save Mart. Now it's a Lucky's. And I literally went in for lunch stuff, ice, just quick, in and out. I mean, I just boom. And I didn't even, I looked down the bourbon aisle, the liquor aisle, but I did not stop. I'm like, nope, don't have time. And I always stop and look because you never know what you're going to find.
You never know.
And so I check out, and I'm going by, they have a glass case with all their premium, higher end alcohols right across from the check stands.
Yeah.
And I'm just walking by, and out the corner of my eye, I see a bottle, and I do a full-on stop, back the truck up.
Did the beeper come on?
And go, holy fucking, I like rub my eyes. It was like a cartoon, and I go, is that what I think it is? And I'm like, holy crap, it is. Elmer T. Lee. Oof. I have never seen Elmer T. Lee on the shelf. It is unobtainium. If you can find it, it's $300, and it's usually sitting on the back of a behind this shopkeeper's liquor store shelf where they keep all the ultra premium
covered in dust,
and it's up on the upper shelf where they have to get a ladder. They got it up there just taunting you, and and then you walk into the liquor store and you buy whatever you buy, and you're going to check out and you see that and you go, oh, how much is the Elmer T. Lee? $300. And I'm like, oh fuck. no.
And they call those stores museums.
They really are. They really are museums. So I go, okay. I go, this can't be right. And I look at the price, and it's $90, which is, again, I see it for $300 if you ever do find it. I got a bottle given to me years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, and I haven't opened it. I'm just like, I have tasted it before at a friend's house, but I've never, opened that one because I'm like, this is, I could sell this, or
Right.
I could use it as a trade like Taylor talked about. So I'm like, oh my God, I just bought whiskey. I'm like, I don't need to be spending this money right now, but I'm like, you can't pass this up.
No,
Cannot pass
absolutely
this up.
not. And that's funny you say that, because I was at Safeway in my town, Livermore, Thursday to buy the groceries I needed for this trip, and it's like I made it a point that I wasn't going to go down the bourbon aisle and look in the case, and I didn't. And I'm after you
Now you're
telling your
kicking
story,
yourself.
I'm like, what would I have seen if I had walked down the aisle, and seen and looked in the case?
Yeah, you gotta look. They had Blanton's, but it was $93. So I'm like, okay, I gotta get this. And I look, and there's this lady. She ended up being the store manager that was kind of policing the self-checkout area.
Uh-huh.
And so I look at her, and I go, I need to get a couple bottles here. And I'm starting to freak the fuck out, right? I'm like, okay, are they going to limit you to one bottle? Doesn't say one bottle, but I'm like, I got to get at least one bottle of this.
Right.
And I'm like, I got to buy both bottles. And so she goes, oh, what do you want? I said, the Elmer T. Lee there. And then I look down, and there's 2 bottles of Weller Wheated down there for $35. And I'm like, I'm going to need those 2 bottles as well. And then there's like this Elijah Craig single barrel. And I'm like, oh, man, that is such a good bottle, too. But I'm like, nope, I'm just going to get those 2. So she goes, I go, how does this work? Do I pay first or what? She goes, oh, let me grab that. Which ones do you want? I said, those 2. And she goes, okay, meet me at this check stand. And there was only one checker. And when I went through, there was nobody. I went in and out. I was out of the store practically, And then there was 8 people waiting for that one checker. And I go, oh my God, I got to wait in this line now.
Uh-huh.
And she goes, oh, no, I'll take you right here. And then other people start jumping in behind me. And she goes, oh, no, I'm just taking care of him right now. You got to wait over there.
You got to buy bourbon if you want the VIP treatment. Bourbon out of that case.
She gets on the three's a crowd. We need another checker up here. I'm like, okay, cool. So she's checking me out, and I pay, and I'm like, oh my God, I sent you the picture. I sent it to the group, the podcast group, and then I sent it to Taylor because I'm like, dude, this is a bourbon hall of all bourbon halls right here.
Right.
So again, the takeaway message. Always look at the Luckies, the Save Marts, the freaking
Right.
Safeways in the cases, on the shelves. You never know what you're going to find, and you're going to get at those stores, you're going to get it at a reasonable price at retail, or a little bit higher.
Yeah.
You go to Joe Blow liquor store, and yes, he's going to hook you up with some Elmer T. Lee if you're a frequent customer, but you're going to pay a lot more than typically
No doubt.
the retail price.
No doubt.
You may not pay the $300, but he's gonna charge you like $150 or something. Typically, So, anyways, pretty
Well,
freaking
hell,
exciting.
I would have bought the Blanton's at 90. I mean, because
Yeah.
even when you see it at 150, people are like, "That's a good deal."
No,
And
and they had a lot of it. I mean, I was like, oh my gosh.
But I mean, I've got a couple. Well, I have I think I have a bottle of Blanton's, and it's open, and I've been hitting it every once in a while with my son Craig, and it's like, it's a special occasion. I mean, but it's not that special.
It's
of a
good.
bourbon.
It's not great. I mean, like we've talked about in the past, it's overpriced. If you can get it for the $65, $75, great. But paying $150 for it. But if you got to have that bottle in your collection, I get it. And you're collecting the letters for the horse and stride there. I get it. And I went through. I mean, I did that, but I was trying to keep it reasonable. Look, and they had a shit ton of Eagle Rare
I
Tin.
know.
Look at
That's
that.
one of my absolute
that.
go-to favorites.
Yeah, that is the bargain.
Wish
if
I
you
had
can-
seen that. I would have asked you to pick me up 2
Well,
bottles.
I might have to run back by there on the way home. But anyway, so then The day kept getting better because we got down here, and where did we go, Chris?
Oh, we went wine tasting.
Yes,
so
we did.
You have like always, you have friends in high places. So we were able to. You made a couple of phone calls or a phone call, and you made arrangements for us to have a special day at Calera, which is a killer winery down here on Cienega Road in Hollister,
Just past the Rose Winery.
Just past the Rose. It's
mile and a half,
something like that.
1.7.
Wonderful. They have all new facilities. It looks like. I mean, anyway, we got a cool tour, and I mean, we got to see caves.
We got a cave tour, and that was an extensive cave. What did she say? 15,000 square feet, but it seemed like more of that, bigger.
Yeah, she said 15,000, and I'm like, I was like, this seems a lot bigger.
There was like the main tunnel, and then there was like 4 tunnels off that main tunnel, and then we went down another tunnel, and there was
it's like a grid of tunnels, and I mean, they have like a special tasting room inside there for a little VIP operation, and it was obviously chilled. I guess the temperature never changes in there.
And you're underground.
Exactly.
You're in a mountain.
But I mean, there's a shit ton of wine in barrels. We'll post a picture on the IG.
I got some beautiful pictures of this barrel room. These caves, and it's all gun-eyed.
Yep.
And then they left some areas exposed of the limestone, very heavy limestone up here, and that's where these grapes, and especially this vineyard, it's all Pinot dominant, which Chris and I are not huge Pinot fans.
Not so much.
But holy smokes, their Pinot, and it's always been good Pinot. And we got kind of, what was it? We were saying like 18 years ago was the last time we were there. Maybe even longer.
I don't know if it was that long, but it's obviously in the past. And we didn't really have that great of an experience.
We didn't have a good rosy experience. We got treated like we were off-roaders that knew nothing about wine. And we get snootiness,
right?
And we're like, dude, we know more about wine than the average Joe. And I was like, okay, come on. But this was a great experience. Brand new tasting room.
Oh, beautiful! And the views looking out over the valley from their what do they call it? The overlook, I think they called it.
Yep.
It was pretty badass.
And then so Tiff took us through, and it's all gravity fed.
Yep.
So where they bring in the grapes, it's like 7 different layers, 7 stories, if you will.
Right.
From where the grapes come in and get processed, stemmed and crushed, and then they go into the vats and they start the fermentation process, and all that is gravity fed. So when you're dealing with wine, ideally you are not beating it up with pumps and such. So when
correct.
you can gravity feed everything into the barrels at the end of the day, as this process takes several days. But when you end up into the barrels and you haven't had to pump 1 ounce of it, that is great. You're really, like I say, they call it beating up the wine. And there's different types of pumps out there that aren't as violent on the wine, but it is. Wine's a funny thing and a living entity. And
pumps and introduce heat and friction and all sorts of...
And oxygen is not your friend once it becomes wine after fermentation.
Exactly.
So, anyways, very cool to see all the behind the scenes. Thank you, Tiff, for giving us a... It wasn't even a dime tour. I'd call that a $20 tour.
Easily.
It was a $20 tour, and we got to taste some killer wines.
Oh, yeah, we did.
We had truffle popcorn.
You had truffle popcorn.
Oh, you didn't have any truffle. You don't like truffle?
No, I did. I just didn't imbibe.
That's all. That was good.
I didn't jump in.
So then, we spent a good hour and a half there, and got caught up with Tiff, and beautiful afternoon. And then cruised on down the road to our friends at DeRose Winery.
I do want to say we did buy some wine when we were at Calera. We went into the tasting room, and Vince, a good guy, Vince there set us up.
Vince did take care of us, good care of us, yes.
So we have a little bit of juice to put in the cellar at home from Calera for ourselves.
And we should note that they part of their portfolio of Calera is owned by Duckhorn.
Duckhorn.
So there was, I'm very low. Not that I ever have a lot, but I was very low on white wine, and they have a Chenin Blanc and a Sauvignon Blanc that was very good and very good price. So I was like, hey, I'll take a couple bottles of white just so I have some white at the house when
LPR.
Yeah, LPR, exactly. So
if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. So yeah, that was great. So then we headed down to DeRose. We met Jason.
Yeah,
Tony wasn't there.
Another Jason. There's been some turnover at DeRose. I mean, obviously, one of my favorite people to run into at DeRose has always been Pat, because he's just got the killer mustache,
the handlebar mustache,
and he's just got stories, and he's got a lot of colorful character. You know? But obviously, I think he retired, and then Anthony, who's been our other go-to, is no longer there, I guess. So we had Jason, and
Alphonse is a winemaker, and he's been spending more time in Argentina and stuff, growing wine there as well, and he does here. So he's jumping back and forth between the two. But yeah, so Jason was our guy, and he took good care. He gave us some good pours.
He did. He gave great pours, and that tasting room is very cool, and it's like, what do they call it? The world's largest wine cellar under one roof, I think it is. So it's a unique historical building. If you've never been to DeRose, you really should make the trip down to Hollister and go check them out. And what the best part of their deal is that their wines are freaking epically good, and they're just moderately priced. I mean, they're it's like the value, good wine for a value price, and I like
value
it a lot.
on high. Value on high. Yeah, so Cap Franc. I love their Franc, and they're dry farmed.
The berries are there. Yeah.
Oh, man. And so I picked up my wine shipment and picked up some extra wine. Got a case of wine for Jimmy. Jimmy requested a case of wine from Santa Trail, so got him hooked up. So there you go.
He should have been down here himself.
Well, yeah, he had obligations, but anyways, it was great. That's our standard operating procedure on Friday afternoon when we come down for the clinic twice a year, and do a little wine tasting, and then we eased into the evening with some steaks and potatoes and nice hearty meal.
Little fire pit afterwards.
The fire pit at Wayno's. Starlink Wayne.
Starlink Wayne. That's right.
So that was great. And then Big Mike, old member of the club, resurfaced after, 5-6 years or something?
Something like 5 years. He and his family relocated to Texas for a bit, and due to family obligations and whatnot, he relocated to Southern California, so he's out of the Corona area now, but it's super cool to see him. He's such a genuinely good guy. And we hung out. It was still hanging out.
It was fun last night. Tonight's going to be fun. We got a lot more people in camp. People are ready to party here. Hopefully this wind dies down. It kind of seems like it
has. Yeah.
The bourbon bottles aren't shaking on your shelf anymore here, your counters. So
if they weren't empty, they wouldn't shake as much.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So when then we're getting ready for Man Smiths to show up here and give us some barbecue love. Let's see. I can't open your window.
You go take the first half first.
No, I don't see him yet.
Okay.
All right. So we got a few more minutes here. Boy. So that was great. Okay. Let's get into this. This has got to be said. I thought it was a joke. I'm like, wait, it's not April 1st. What's going on here? This freaking Ultra 4 purse deal. What the fuck's going on? We are the Ultra 4 podcast here, the Racers podcast, so we'd be remorse here if we didn't talk about this. But, this came across the feed, and it lit off like wildfire, rightfully so. I don't know. Let me read. I'm going to read what was sent to me.
Okay.
That was sent out to Racers here. So thank you for your participating in this year's KOH, and congratulations on your first place finish. Last year we stated that we would not guarantee a purse for KOH 2025. Instead, we pledged to share the growth and success of KOH by allocating a portion of the ticket revenue above 2024 level to the purse. Unfortunately, while attendance at this year's KOH reached a record number confirmed by BOM and law enforcement in their after actions report, actual ticket sales did not. Okay, next page. Unfortunately, a couple got cut out here. With rapidly rising permit, public service, and insurance costs outside of our control has made it impossible to fund a cash purse. To mitigate that, we'd like to reward the top 3 finishers in each class with a discounted entry fee for 2026 KOH. First place finishers will receive a 100% discount. Hey, you get a free discount. Like free entry next year.
It's like if you win the Masters, you get invited back every year.
Well, they don't have to qualify, but now they get free entry. Yay. So I think that's around $1,800 or $2,000 to enter the race. And then 75% off for the second place.
Oh, great.
And third place will get 50% off. Simply use the one-time coupon code below to apply your discount when registration opens. If this development precludes your involvement in the future events with Hammer King Productions, we understand and we regret losing your patronage. We'll refund you your 2025 entry in full, no strings attached. We're sorry if we have disappointed you with this decision, but we believe it's prudent choice to ensure financial sustainability and a strong future. Signed, Dave Cole, Chairman and Founder. So they got store credit. Thoughts on this?
I have so many. I don't even know. I mean, we are associated with a fair number of teams now, and it's not an insignificant dollar figure to bring, to bring their team to the lake bed. I mean, there's a significant financial investment that goes on for this, and they race to win money. I mean, I'm sorry, but NASCAR.
You don't race to get rich, okay? Yes, you want money to cover your expenses.
That's
and stuff.
What I was.
Okay,
getting
there you go.
I
clarify that because you're not racing like, oh, I'm going to get $1 million.
No. Right,
cover my expenses.
No, absolutely no. They I mean, like you said, fuel, tires. I mean, a lot of these big teams have sponsors that cover a lot of that, but at the same time, there's still a lot of stuff that's not covered. You got to feed. You got all these people coming in. You have, like you said, the entry fee. You've got fuel. You've got tires. You've got food. You've got whatever entertainment's going on. You've got the pits. You pay for the pits.
The pole dancers.
You pay for the pit tent. You pay for the hookups if you want power. If you don't bring your own generator, there's a significant amount of investment that goes into making this happen. And these teams are like, they're not going to throw down $50,000 or whatever it is to do this if they're competitive, even if they're not competitive. I mean, there's teams that show up just because it's a party. But
there's teams that show up that want to race. I've raced King of the Hammers, and it's a ragtag bunch of guys like us that put some shitbox together and go race and have a blast, and that's awesome.
Absolutely.
But then the big teams that you're referring to, the Wolves, the Shirleys, the Shearers, the
Campbells,
all of them. I mean, you look at even Randy, that's cowboying up and really, not going huge, but going essential is still a big nut. And, we talked about it before where, you would think like the Campbells and stuff, they got all these sponsors. Yeah, they do have sponsors and it helps, but it's not covering 100% of their expenses.
No.
And it's actually pretty staggering when you actually talk with these individuals and you find out that, they're still out of pocket thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, a lot of them just to go out and race. But why do they do it? They do it because they love to race.
It's a passion thing.
It's what they do, and they've got to a point in their career, their job, their business, whatever it is that has afforded them to do, buy a frickin' $150,000, $200,000, $300,000 race car, whatever, I mean, you can go up to $500,000. We know there's $500,000 spaceships out on the freaking lake bed.
You have the well-funded teams like Gomez Brothers, and of course you got, Laser Nut with their well-funded team and so forth. But again, this is shocking news. It's
a kick in the fucking nuts.
Rippling
is what it is.
Through Ultra 4.
It's a kick in the nuts.
And how this is going to shake out, and what the damage is going to be to the series. What's the damage going to be to KOH? When I first heard this, the first thing that popped into my head is like, what is Dave Cole doing? Is he trying to sabotage this operation or what? I mean, obviously this stuff rattles around in my melon, and but I don't know. I'm definitely concerned by it. I mean, teams need to be they race to make some money, to hopefully cover their expenses, if you will.
Well, and that's it. I mean, nobody's doing it to get rich. That's a very poor investment. It's like, how do you make $1 million in Ultra 4? You start with $5 million.
You start with $5 million, exactly.
But, you get a participation trophy and thanks for playing and a little pat on the back for winning or finishing second or third in your class at KOH. I'm sorry. That's fucked up. So I get the expenses, and Dave has been transparent over the years of how many thousands of dollars it costs to put toilets out there, and the BOM. And the BOM has gotten, their fair share of money as well.
Insurance,
the
and
police, that's out there, the security, you got fire, there's so many layers, and who knows what the freaking insurance bill is, because liability on freaking high out there. I get it. There's hard expenses that are going up every year. And the ticket sales. Okay, so let's go back to this. So I get, the $25, $50, or is it $100 this year if you didn't jump in early, a year early, and get your ticket. So you paid $100 at the gate. And we all know that's a freaking bargain for the entertainment value that you get.
Well, then you have the camping fee too, which is like $30. It was
$35 or whatever,
$35.
50, I don't know.
So
it wasn't much.
Say it's $135. Well, no, $100 per person.
Whatever. It's fucking nothing. Raise that price. As a participant, if I knew that if you charge me $50 more, I'm just throwing out numbers, okay? If I pay $150 instead of $100 to register or to buy an armband for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, if you can afford to be out there that long,
right?
Of entertainment, of racing. I'm talking racing. I'm not talking about the after hours entertainment that happens on out there. I'm talking about the actual King of the Hammers races,
the official
that
stuff,
the official freaking stuff. And I knew that $50 of that $100 went directly to the purse. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd throw an extra 100 in, So maybe that's, I don't know. I mean, we're not going to solve this problem tonight, but my opinion is, if what I'm understanding and hearing from other individuals, and, it's a business decision, I get that. But to not pay people, and you didn't say you were going to guarantee a purse, I get that. But, man, get sponsors on board. We got Ford, and have Ford threw out that Bronco that one year that Randy got, right?
And Optima battery. I mean,
all this
big
stuff,
companies,
powered by Optima, whatever. Fucking get a company in there that's gonna guarantee a purse for these guys.
Boom.
And I'm willing, as a big fan, huge fan of Ultra 4, and of course our relationship with all these, fuck yeah, I'll throw down some cash to go towards the purse, for the winning, top 3 in each class. I mean, let's do it.
Shit, people are paying, up to two. Well, I paid $175 for a ticket to go to a concert down, for a 3-hour event in San Diego.
Very well. That's a great analogy, Chris. So for 3-hour event, and that's not costing your gas or whatever to go to that event, we still have those expenses, but the physical event itself, I mean, it's a bargain. It's a bargain at $200. It's a bargain at $300.
Yeah.
If we can do, I mean, how many people? Let's just say 80,000 people, 75,000 people.
That's a shitload.
That would be a shitload of money going to the purse. And some people are going to bitch because people are going to bitch, but I think a lot of people would be like, hell yeah, I'll throw an extra, And then there was a talk I saw a little bit ago on Rock Sports Insiders of like, let's make it an option for spectators to throw money that's guaranteed to the purse. Every fucking penny that goes into that account goes towards the purse.
Yeah, like an addition, like a
GoFundMe for the purse.
Right, that's kind of what I was going to go with.
Whatever it is, I don't know, but incredible. I think that's total bullshit. And the fees should be waived for everybody that placed first, second, third in every class, not a discount for
every king.
I mean, all this stuff. I think there's better ways to handle it. It's disappointing, and let's face it, Ultra 4 has gone through some serious growing pains.
Yes, sir.
But if you go back to the core of what I call it a sport, what it's all about, there's a lot of passion there. Obviously, the racers love to go fast, love to race, compete at the highest level at King of the Hammers. We as spectators love to watch that. We've got a great thing going. It is not managed well, and we've had so many missed opportunities, and it's not a knock on Dave because people love, hate him, whatever. Dude, the guy started this thing years ago. It's turned into a major thing. That accomplishment alone right there is awesome. But we need some better management, and not everybody's good at everything. Dave's got his strong points. Let's get some people in that can help him manage this thing better.
And I want to continue this a little bit because the whole racing thing, what the technology that's come out of racing, whether it's NASCAR, Indy, or even Ultra 4, this stuff, the bleeding edge shit that gets incorporated into these cars on the race on the lake bed, trickles down over time into shit we drive, whether it's portals or whatever. They got these live shocks, live valve. All this stuff is that's advanced through racing.
Yeah.
And we really need to have this continue on.
Well, us as off-roaders, and we've got our friends and fans, whoever, or your racers that you look up to, and, it's just, Slosson's using some particular component, and you can buy that same component that's been tested by Randy motherfucking Slosson out there at King of the Hammers and proven year after year. You can put that same part on your freaking rig.
That's right.
And for your recreation, it's going to be way better or overkill than buying some, Kragen's. I'm dating myself. O'Reilly part off the shelf or something, right?
If Randy couldn't break it in King of the Hammers, then it's not going to break on the Rubicon.
So yeah, exactly. And so it's cool that in the interaction we get to have as spectators with the racers and the teams and everything out there and watch. And I don't want to see this go away. And I know there's a lot of bitter taste going on in people's mouth right now, and rightfully so. But somebody will figure this out. There's a lot of smart people out there that are involved, whether they're teams, team owners, they are racers themselves. There's too many great minds involved here to let this thing die. So something will come about. I don't want to overreact right now because this just came out, and who knows? Somebody may step up and go, "Oh, fuck! Here's $100,000. I'm going to guarantee a purse for these guys and gals." So
Cody,
yeah, Cody, how he sponsors everything else, but no, but a Ford, Ford Performance, $100,000 to them is freaking pocket change to you and I.
It's a multi-billion-dollar company.
It's a quarter to you and I, but not that it needs to be one company either, but something needs to happen. Something needs to guarantee a purse to, cover your fuel costs, cover some parts, tires, whatever it is. But to get here's your entry fee for next year. That's fucked up. That's a kick in the nuts.
And you can buy as many shirts as you want from the merch trailer.
You get all the quadruple X shirts that are left over in the merch trailer with the 2025. You won the 2025 race. How much quadruple X shirts would you like? No, man.
That's so shocking.
We'll see how it develops. I'd love to hear Dave's side of the story because, I don't want to assume stuff, and we have made some assumptions here, but and I know there's, like I said, there's major cost. And Dave's been good in the past to going like, dude, here's what it costs, to run this event.
Well, and having said all of that, the idea that, the costs continue to go up, that, the conspiracy theories, whatever you want to call it. Is BLM just getting out of control with their permit fees so they can shut this operation down?
Well, I've known for the last 2 years almost didn't happen because of, cost, and it's like we can't do this. So, but again, charge more to the spectators.
Yeah, no, I
And
absolutely.
I'm willing to pay more if that's what it takes. If you can, if you're transparent and you say, hey, look, we're spending XYZ thousands of dollars to BOM, to the porta potties, to the police, to this, to that, to this insurance. Fine. And here's what it costs to put on this event. I know it ain't cheap. And I know the numbers are staggering. Lay it out there and go, look, we cannot do the $100 tickets anymore.
Right.
And yeah, it's great to grandfather people in at the $25 deal or whatever he did. And I don't care. Raise the price.
That's the. I think that's
basic
easy,
business.
That's the easy answer, right?
That's basic business. And let's, we've got enough clout now, and KOH, obviously, World Stuff is one-day race, off-road race. Let's get some of these sponsors to guarantee a purse.
Yeah.
So that's my takeaway right now. It will develop. Whatever we hear, we'll pass along. We don't want to spread misinformation or anything. I thought it was a joke when I first read it, but by all accounts, this is the real deal Holyfield. I'm going to call some racers I know that place to see if this is 100% and they got this notice and like, here's your store credit for next year. I don't know. We're going to find out.
Well, we'll find out, and we'll definitely pass it along to you.
Because Chris, what do we do here at this podcast?
We give till it hurts.
That's right. So yeah. All right, that's enough about that.
You think?
Let's move on. Whew, I need a drink.
Hey, I brought the Jeep down to Hollister.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
It's running good.
I rode in it yesterday on the road.
You rode it on the road. We took my Jeep up to Calera and back to DeRose. We had like 8 cases of wine in the back of
There
that
was
thing.
a lot of wine.
I felt
I
like
had a lot of
the
pickups.
suspension was definitely sagging
right,
a little
nice.
bit. Yeah. So, but brought the Jeep down. Got this is like its inaugural run after the new fuel system was repaired and ran great.
I didn't smell any gas.
Ran some trails this yesterday afternoon and ran some yesterday morning actually, and ran more trails today. But it's running good. And I'm super happy to have it out here. Got the whole operation, the trailer, the camper, the whole kit and caboodle. I will say that 101 southbound in fucking Morgan Hill and Gilroy, holy shit,
The slow lane.
it's bad. It's like a freaking minefield.
I stayed in the middle lane. I said, screw it. You can go around me. I ain't driving that freaking bumpy ass road.
So it's good.
Out of my equipment.
I tested all the equipment on the Jeep. The lockers work. The everything's good, man. All the equipment's good. I'm super happy. It's ready for the season.
Yeah, that's great. And I know a lot of people were happy to see you out here again and see your Jeep. So that was awesome. I brought the douche coupe.
Yes, you did.
I've got some shape, but not too bad. And on that note, I don't know, you haven't been listening to Snail Trail lately?
No.
So they did interview Ian Johnson on their 600th.
Oh, I heard
600th episode.
Wow.
600 fucking episodes. I mean, that's a milestone. I mean, they're doing 3 episodes a week right now, which is just insane.
That's crazy.
I ain't got no time for that. We're struggling just to get 1 out a week, and we've done good. We've missed a couple here and there, but life happens, and but 600, good for you guys. And they got Ian on. I was talking to Jimmy about that, and I thought, oh, that's going to be great. Because Ian is one of those, he's got so many great stories. He's so easy to interview because you just give him a topic and just let him go. And you just sit back and just let him go. And it's freaking awesome. Highly entertaining. I loved hearing their podcast. And I was pleasantly surprised to hear my name come up twice from Ian Johnson. He talked about the douche coupe, one.
I'm surprised you actually fit your head through the door of my camper.
No, I'll tell you. I was like, man, you know what? I arrived if you got Ian Johnson giving you some shade, on somebody, our sister podcast. So
right.
I was like, that's awesome. And then he had to talk about the Toyota suck part. Like, Jason, Toyotas don't suck. And I'm like, okay, right on. So I know Ian listens to our podcast. So thanks, Ian, for giving me a shout out on the Snail Trail podcast. And we got some bourbon with your name on it here next time we meet. Good times. It's fun having that relationship with him. And he came down we talked about that Saturday. I thought he was done announcing. He came over to our camp popped in the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey trailer and had a couple different whiskeys and hung out with everybody and BS'd, and then he's like, I gotta go back to work. I'm like, okay, head on back down. You okay? See, that Jack Daniels is rough, man.
Oof. No, I'm fine. I just went down the wrong pipe.
So, anyways, yeah, clinic, great. We had a couple mechanicals on some vehicles today, a broken hub. So CJ was losing a serpentine belt. Ooh. But looks like people are starting to roll into camp now, so it's good.
So dinner time coming up.
We had a lot. This was a good class. There was a lot of questions, a lot of people asking questions, and they've shortened our classroom time, which I begrudgingly like. Okay, I get it, but we got that video that they watch, and then so we're there to answer questions and stuff and demonstrate the winch use and lockers and toe straps, and so we spend more time on that, which I think has been well received. So it's always evolving. I've been doing this for 34 years or something now, this class, and love it.
God, you're old.
I know, I am old, and I got the gray hair to prove it. So anyways, it's great. We got Mansmith showing up with the barbecue. We're gonna slide into the evening here and start sipping on some straight whiskey. You've got some good bottles over there. I'm staring at. I got some good bottles.
Yep.
Yeah, looking forward to hanging out with everybody tonight. We got plenty of wood in camp to start a real nice campfire tonight and stay warm and tell some stories and lies and it's good stuff. It's a fun club, non-denominational club if you are in the Bay Area, and we got every type of vehicle. We got a Unimog in camp. Pinsgauer is what that is. That's right. Our Unimog buddy is not here, but yeah, we've got a wide variety of rigs. We got, we had our first Cybertruck go through the class today.
That's
right. So
there were 3 Rivians, a Cybertruck.
Yeah, the Rivians. We had some brand new. Man, what was that?
Lexus.
Called? Well, there was a Lexus, but there was also a brand new Toyota. But it was like a Trekker or Trekmaster, or I'm butchering it. I don't know. Toyota sucked. But this thing had a cool paint job on it. It was like this metallic green, gray, blue. I know it sounds weird as hell, but it's cool, and it had gold wheels.
I missed that.
Yeah, it was a badass color, unique color, I should say, and brand new paper plates.
Oh, Jesus.
And I love it. So that his dad bought it, first new vehicle he's ever owned, and he wanted to learn how to wheel. And that's the great thing about our class. It is designed for the first time four-wheeler off-roader. You're under guidance. We teach the basics, and you get out and get to practice it. And people come in a little apprehensive and nervous in the morning, and like, what did I sign up for? And then we go through the class, and it's like, okay, we're going to go out and do this stuff now. And but it's under supervision.
That's right.
And we don't force you to do anything you don't want to do, but we're here to help you if you want to do it, and people do it. And then now we're getting ready to go to this dinner, and people are just fired up and telling all kinds of fun stories. And I didn't know my vehicle could do that. I didn't know I could do that. I didn't know I could go up the stair steps. So it's very rewarding. It's very cool.
Exactly. I love it.
Yeah, it is. It is good stuff. So, Safety Clinic, May Safety Clinic 2025 is in the books here just about. So
sweet.
You got anything else to add, Chris?
I do not. I'm just happy to be here, and
we're happy that you're here and your Jeep's here.
And my Jeep's here, and all systems are working, which is fantastic. So I'm ready for the season, baby.
Andy was out here. He just took off, huh?
Food might be here.
We might be here.
Better put a bow on this.
Yeah, we better wrap this up. How do they get a hold of us?
Well, there's many ways to do that. You can call 1-800. No, you can't call 1-800. 408-800-5169. Again, that's 408 800-5169 is a number you can call and leave a voicemail, and it'll most likely get played on the air. We've only edited out a few.
No, we as you see, and it was a little rough, and I don't know if that was our audio or what, but the last voicemails were a little rough, so we got to figure that out.
Yeah.
Why that didn't come through is clear. So I know there was some bad connection on some of those voicemails, but there's anyways.
So then the other thing we have is you can email us, Jason at wheelingwineandwhiskey.com or Chris at wheelingwineandwhiskey.com. You can also catch us on the IG at wheelingwinewhiskey. Don't ever forget about irate4x4.com, which is a super cool place to go to get all sorts of great information and interact with other builders and owners and racers and whatnots.
Yeah.
And you can also so in there you go down to watch, listen, and discuss. Click on that link and you'll see our podcast there, and you can see all of our past episodes. And of course, on the right side is a way for you to support the show directly. Not required, but certainly appreciated. And then the last thing is our website, www.wheelingwinewhiskey.com, where you can see all of our past episodes, plus links to our merch, which Jason talked about earlier in the episode.
Yes, that's right. And our new complaint line. If you don't like something or you want to give Lorenzo a nasty note.
What's that?
You can call 916-345-4744.
Let them know.
916-345-4744. And leave a message there. And be sure, when you call that number, the very first thing, and if you just call that number and say Toyota suck and hang up. That would be awesome.
That would be great.
Anybody that knows, if you know, you know. That is the sister podcast phone number. And do us a favor, just call that number and just hey, Toyota suck, and just hang up. That'd be awesome.
That'd be freaking cool.
That'd be really cool. So, anyways, yes, call our line, that 800-408-800-5169.
That's right.
Call our number and leave us a cool voicemail. We'd love to hear from you. And, of course, our frequent callers, Rover Don, Cody the Sand Squirrel.
Albino Sand Squirrel.
The albino Sand Squirrel. Good stuff. All right, Chris, we beat this one up. If you got any comments about the Ultra 4, I'd love to hear it too.
Oh, yeah.
So call in. That's the best way. We'd love to play it on the air and talk about it. So love to hear from you guys and gals about this
right.
burning issue of Ultra 4, the ongoing Ultra 4 saga. Woo!
20 years coming up on that. So
with that,
we're out.